Welcome to my channel. Tell me honestly, have you ever felt like you understand English perfectly, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes completely blank? You sit there, trying to find the right words, but they just don't come out. It's frustrating, isn't it? You study hard, you read books, you watch English movies, maybe even listen to podcasts every day. And yet, when someone suddenly asks you a question in English, your tongue freezes. You know what you want to say, but your brain and your mouth don't seem to work together. Why does this happen? Why can we understand English so easily, but find it so difficult to speak? You might think you just need more vocabulary or more grammar, but that's not the real reason. The truth is, speaking fluently in English is not only about what you know, it's about what your brain can produce quickly and confidently. And the best part is, there's a clear and simple way to train this skill, even if you have no one to practice with. In this video, I'll show you exactly how advanced English speakers practice speaking every day. I'll share the secret techniques that help you sound natural, confident, and fluent without memorizing long word lists or repeating boring textbook dialogues. Whether you're at home, at work, or walking alone, you can start improving your speaking right now. Think of it this way: speaking English fluently is like playing a musical instrument. When you first start, your fingers don't know what to do. You need to practice small pieces every day until your movements become automatic. English is the same. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to train your mouth and mind to move together. And don't worry, we'll do this step by step, slowly, clearly, and in a fun way. I'll show you how to think in English, how to train your brain to respond quickly, and how to sound natural when you speak. By the end of this video, you understand why some learners speak like natives, while others get stuck even after years of study, and how you can change that starting today. So, if you've ever felt shy, nervous, or stuck when trying to speak English, stay with me till the end, because this video might completely change the way you practice and speak. Now, take a deep breath. Forget about being perfect. This is your time to relax, learn, and start speaking freely. So, let's start with Chapter 1, where we understand what advanced English speaking really means. 1. Understanding advanced speaking is not what you think. When most English learners hear the word advanced, they immediately imagine long, complicated words and perfect grammar. They think of people who speak quickly, use idioms, and never make a mistake. Maybe you think that too. You might believe that to be an advanced speaker, you need to sound like a BBC News reporter or an English professor. But that's not true at all. Real advanced English speaking is not about how big your words are. It's about how clearly and confidently you use them. It's not about showing off your vocabulary. It's about communicating ideas in a way that connects with people. The truth is, some of the best speakers use very simple English, but they use it well. They speak with confidence, they choose the right words, and make you feel comfortable when you listen to them. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. The first person says, I am entirely exhausted due to the excessive amount of professional obligations I have encountered today. It sounds very advanced, right? But then a native speaker might simply say, I'm so tired. Work was crazy today. Both sentences mean the same thing, but which one sounds more natural? Of course, the second one is shorter, easier, and more expressive. That's what real fluency is. It's not about being complicated, it's about being natural. So, what's happening when learners try to speak and suddenly freeze? Why does your brain feel empty, even though you know the words? There are a few reasons for this. The first one is fear. You are afraid of making mistakes. You want your sentence to be perfect, and because of that, you stop yourself from speaking at all. But here's something important. Nobody speaks perfectly, not even native speakers. They make small grammar mistakes all the time. They forget words. They change sentences in the middle, but they keep talking. That's the real difference. The second reason is overthinking grammar. Many learners are so focused on grammar rules that they can't relax while speaking. They are busy thinking, should I say did go or went? Should I use have been or was? But while your brain is busy correcting grammar, the conversation moves on. So instead of communicating, you start analyzing, and that kills fluency. The third reason is lack of real speaking practice. You might study English for hours every day, reading, writing, listening, but if you don't speak, your brain never learns to produce English naturally. Think of it like swimming. You can read 100 books about swimming, but you won't learn until you actually get in the water. Speaking works the same way. You have to open your mouth, even if you make mistakes, even if it feels strange at first. Here's a simple but powerful idea. To speak fluently, you must learn to think in English. That means you stop translating from your first language. When you translate, your brain works too slowly. You think in your own language, then try to find the English words. By that time, the conversation is already gone. But when you train yourself to think directly in English, your sentences come out faster and more naturally. You might be wondering, how do I start thinking in English? It's actually easier than it sounds. Start small. Try this short exercise today. When you wake up in the morning, describe your day in English aloud to yourself. For example, okay, I'm getting up. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm feeling sleepy. I need some coffee. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to use complex sentences. Just speak, even if nobody is listening. The goal is to make your brain used to producing English sounds and sentences. At first, it might feel strange. You might stop and search for words. But after a few days, you'll notice something amazing. Your brain starts to expect English. You'll begin to think faster. You'll remember words more easily. And you'll stop translating in your head. That's the first real step toward fluency. Let's pause for a moment here. I want to tell you something that many learners don't know. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. Yes, really. Listen to people talking in English movies, interviews, or even news shows. You hear things like, there's lots of people, or she don't care, or I've seen that already. These are not perfect grammar structures, but people still understand them perfectly. Why? Because communication matters more than perfection. Native speakers care about meaning, emotion, and rhythm, not grammar books. So, next time you speak and make a small mistake, don't stop yourself. Don't apologize. Keep talking. Confidence makes you sound fluent, not grammar. The more relaxed you are, the better your English will sound. Another tip: don't try to fill your sentences with difficult vocabulary. Advanced English doesn't mean using words that no one understands. It means choosing the right word at the right time. For example, instead of saying utilize, say use. Instead of commence, say start. Simple, clear words make your English sound stronger. Think about famous speakers like Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey. They use very plain English, but they sound powerful because their ideas are clear. Now, here's a small challenge for you. After this video, take 5 minutes and describe your day out loud in English. It can be about what you ate, what you plan to do, or even what you're feeling. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about sounding perfect. The goal is to train your mouth and the brain to work together. That's how real fluency starts, not from studying grammar books, but from using English actively every single day. So before we worry about fancy words, let's learn to think in English. Because once your thoughts flow, your words will too. In page 2, we'll see exactly how to train your brain to do that step by step, using simple daily exercises that will make English feel as natural as your first language. 2. Training your brain to think and speak in English. Now that you know what real advanced speaking is, let's learn how to practice it every single day, even if you live alone. You don't need an English partner, a teacher, or a classroom to improve your speaking. What you really need is the right mindset and a few smart habits that turn your everyday moments into English practice time. In this page, I'll show you how to train your brain to think and speak in English naturally, just like native speakers do, without stress, fear, or grammar drills. Let's start with something I call active speaking zones. These are small parts of your day where you can use English naturally without any special setup. The best time to practice speaking isn't during a lesson. It's during your normal daily life. For example, when you wake up and go to the kitchen, you can talk to yourself in English. You might say, "Okay, now I'll make some tea. I think I'll add a bit of sugar. Oh no, too much." This may sound silly, but it's powerful. You're training your brain to connect actions with English words, so your thoughts begin to form in English automatically. Another example, when you walk outside or take a bus, describe what you see around you. Say things like, "The sky looks so clear today," or "That man is walking his dog," or "I'm feeling a little tired, but it's a nice day." These small, simple sentences may seem easy, but they are exactly how you start to think in English. You are not translating, you are observing and expressing. That's what native speakers do every day. You can also create an active speaking zone when you're reading or watching something in English. For example, if you're reading a short story or watching a movie, pause after a line and repeat it aloud. Try to copy not only the words but also the emotion behind them. This brings us to one of the most effective speaking techniques ever, the shadowing technique. Shadowing means listening to a short piece of native English, maybe from a YouTube video, podcast, or movie, and repeating it exactly as you hear it. You don't just repeat the words, you copy the rhythm, tone, and pauses. Think of it like singing along to your favorite song. You are not reading from a script. You are feeling the music of English. Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Choose a short clip, 20 to 30 seconds long. It can be from a movie, a TED Talk, or even a commercial. Pick something that interests you, because when you enjoy the content, your brain learns faster. Step 2. Listen carefully to the clip a few times. Don't try to speak yet. Just focus on how the speaker moves their mouth, the tone of their voice, the rhythm of the sentence. Step 3. Now play it again, and this time, speak with the speaker. Try to match the timing, speed, and energy. You might not get it right the first few times, but that's okay. Keep going until you can say the sentence naturally without stopping. Step 4. Record yourself. Yes, it feels uncomfortable, but this is important. When you listen to your own voice, you begin to hear your pronunciation and rhythm clearly. You can compare it to the original clip and make small improvements. Step 5. Repeat the same clip daily for 3 days. On the fourth day, pick a new one. Over time, your mouth and brain will start to remember English sounds automatically. This is how native like fluency begins, not from memorizing grammar rules, but from repeating natural speech patterns until they feel easy. And here's the amazing part, doing just 5 minutes of shadowing every day can improve your fluency faster than 1 hour of grammar study. Why? Because when you shadow, your brain is not only learning what to say, it's learning how to say it. You're building muscle memory for English sounds. Your tongue, lips, and brain start working together, And soon English feels less like a school subject and more like a reflex. Let me tell you a small secret. When I was training my students for public speaking, I noticed something interesting. The students who practiced shadowing for a few minutes each day began to speak more naturally with confidence and rhythm. They didn't sound like they were reading from a script. They sounded alive. And that's what speaking English is, a living skill, not a classroom exercise. So, here's your mini challenge for today. Tonight, find a 30-second clip of your favorite English actor, YouTuber, or singer, someone whose voice you enjoy. It could be a movie scene, a speech, or even a funny moment from a show. Listen carefully, then copy their speech exactly. Try to match every sound, every pause, every emotion. You'll notice something amazing. Your mouth and brain start to remember English like a song. The next time you speak, your sentences will flow more easily because your brain has already practiced the rhythm. Another way to train your brain is to use micro moments. These are small windows of time that you usually waste, like when you're brushing your teeth, waiting in line, or scrolling your phone. Instead of being silent, use those moments to talk in English. You can say, I'm brushing my teeth now, or I have to buy milk later, or why is this line so long? These small sentences build fluency because they make English a part of your life, not just something you study. Remember, speaking English fluently doesn't mean speaking fast. It means speaking comfortably. When your brain feels relaxed, words come naturally. The more often you practice small moments of English during your day, the faster your brain adjusts. Soon, you'll find that English words start appearing in your mind automatically without translation, without effort. And don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. You'll fix that as you go. For now, focus on rhythm, tone, and confidence. Think of English as music. Every sentence has its beat, its melody, its emotion. When you speak, try to feel that rhythm. Smile when you talk. Use your hands. Express yourself. The goal is not to sound like a robot, but like a real person. So, keep practicing your shadowing, your active speaking zones, and your mini English moments every day. Even 5 minutes of real speaking is better than 1 hour of silent study. But wait, speaking well isn't just about practice. It's also about how you sound. Your tone, your stress, your intonation, they can completely change how people understand you. And that's exactly what we'll fix in page 3. 3. Sound natural, not robotic. Many English learners tell me, Teacher, I know grammar, I know vocabulary, but when I speak, I sound boring. I sound like a robot. And they're right. Not because they lack knowledge, but because they miss one of the most beautiful parts of English, its rhythm and melody. English is not a flat language. It moves up and down. It dances. It sings. It has energy and emotion. If you speak English without this rhythm, you can be grammatically perfect but still sound unnatural or mechanical. So, in this chapter, let's fix that. Let's learn how to sound alive in English, not robotic. When native speakers talk, they don't say every word with equal strength. Some words are stressed, some are soft, some rise, and some fall. That's called intonation and stress the natural music of English. For example, listen to the sentence, you're coming, and then say, you're coming. It's the same two words, but the meaning completely changes. The first one is a question your voice rises at the end. The second one is excitement. Your voice rises in the middle and drops down at the end. The rhythm tells the listener what emotion you're feeling. Here's another example. I didn't say she stole the money. This one simple sentence can have 7 different meanings, depending on which word you stress. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe someone else did. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say it. I just thought it. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe I implied it. I didn't say she stole the money. Someone else did. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe she borrowed it. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe it was something else. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe she took something else. See how the emotion and the focus change just by stressing different words. That's what makes English expressive and alive. So, how can you train your ear and the voice to catch this natural rhythm? Here's one of my favorite tools, the mirror technique. It's very simple, but incredibly powerful. Here's how it works. First, pick a short clip of a native speaker, maybe from a movie, an interview, or even a podcast. Choose something around 15 to 30 seconds long. Listen to it carefully 2 or 3 times. Pay attention to how their voice moves. Notice where they pause, where they smile, where their tone rises and falls. Then record yourself saying the same words in the same way. Now comes the magic part. Play both recordings, one after the other. Compare your version to the original. You'll hear the difference immediately. Maybe you sound too flat. Maybe your stress is in the wrong place. Maybe your tone doesn't match the emotion. That's okay. In fact, when you hear yourself for the first time, you'll probably feel a little shocked. You might think, is that really my voice? But don't worry, that's how real progress begins. The moment you hear yourself clearly, you start to improve faster than ever. When you practice this mirror technique regularly, something amazing happens. Your ears become more sensitive. You start noticing details in native speech that you never heard before. Small changes in tone, laughter in the voice, soft pauses between ideas, and slowly your own speaking becomes more musical and expressive. You stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like a person. Now, let's add another daily exercise that will help you sound natural, a 5-minute tone practice. This exercise is simple but fun. Choose one emotion every day. For example, happy, sad, surprised, curious, angry, or excited. Then pick one simple sentence, such as, I can't believe it, or that's amazing. Say that sentence 5 times, each time expressing the emotion more strongly. For example, if the emotion is surprised, make your voice rise sharply. I can't believe it. If it's sad, let your voice drop softly. I can't believe it. This helps you train not just your pronunciation, but also your emotional expression. Why does this matter? Because communication is more than words. People understand your feelings through your tone, not your grammar. You could say a perfect sentence, but if your tone doesn't match your meaning, it can sound cold or confusing. On the other hand, even if your grammar isn't perfect, the right tone can make you sound friendly, confident, and easy to understand. And here's something important. Don't try to copy a native accent perfectly. You don't need to sound British or American. You need to sound clear and connected. That's what real fluency is. Many learners focus too much on accent, thinking it's the key to sounding advanced. But clarity and emotion matter far more than accent. Think about it. You can listen to someone with a different accent and still enjoy their story, as long as their tone is alive and their meaning is clear. This is what I call cultural confidence. It means you speak proudly with your own accent, but you use English rhythm and melody to express yourself naturally. You don't hide who you are. You bring your own personality into your English. That's what makes your speech unique and powerful. Let's summarize everything we've learned in this video. In page 1, we discovered that advanced English speaking is not about long, difficult words. It's about clear thinking and confidence. You learn that even native speakers make grammar mistakes, but they keep talking. In page 2, you found out how to train your brain to think in English through active speaking zones, shadowing, and daily micro practice. You'll learn that fluency grows from consistent action, not perfection. And now, in page 3, you learned how to bring your English to life through tone, stress, rhythm, and emotion. So remember, real advanced English is not about sounding smart, it's about sounding human. It's about connecting with people, expressing ideas clearly, and feeling proud of your progress. When your thoughts flow easily, your words will follow. When your voice carries feeling, people will listen. Speaking naturally isn't about perfection. It's about being understood, being confident, and enjoying the process. Every time you practice, record yourself, or speak aloud, you're becoming more fluent. So don't stop. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. And now, before we finish, let me say this: your English journey is not just about learning a language, it's about learning to express your true self in a new way. And that's a beautiful thing. So go ahead, practice your tone, your rhythm, your smile. Let your English sound alive. And remember, advanced English equals clear thinking, consistent practice, and a confident tone. Now it's your turn. You've learned what real advanced speaking means, how to train your brain to think in English, and how to sound natural, not robotic. So don't just watch this video and move on. Try these exercises for 1 week. Talk to yourself in English. Shadow your favorite actors and record your voice using the mirror technique. Then come back here and tell me in the comments how your English feels after that. I want to hear about your progress, your small wins, and even your challenges because every step matters. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a new lesson. And if you have a friend who's learning English too, share this video with them. You can even practice together. Remember, improvement doesn't come from studying once. It comes from speaking a little bit every single day. So take action now. Open your mouth, speak out loud, and start building your confidence. Every small practice counts. So start speaking today.